Hi everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Chasers. Taking a look at the big system rolling into British Columbia, Western Washington, and Oregon here for tonight into tomorrow morning. You can see the huge amount of cold air over the Gulf of Alaska there. We're getting some pretty good pressure falls over British Columbia. It's going to cast a pretty good pressure gradient for the Washington and Oregon coast, and we've got wind advisories up for the Puget Sound and even some high wind warnings for the Washington coast and Oregon coast and for the interior of Whatcom and Skagit counties. Go ahead and take a look at that so you can get a visual on that. Gust to 55 possible in the wind advisory areas and up to 60 in the high wind warning areas. And remember, we've got saturated soils. Trees might come down a little bit easier this round, so there's potential for some power outages. We'll see how that goes. Stay tuned on Twitter for the latest updates. Checking the timing here. Here is the latest HRRR. You can see the winds reaching the coast this evening. That's 7 p.m. And by 8 p.m., you can see some 40 plus mile per hour wind gusts into the Puget Sound. So the storm is coming in pretty quick. And by Saturday morning, you can see some early Saturday morning, just after midnight, some gusts of over 50 miles per hour possible for the Puget Sound. So let's go ahead and look a little bit closer at that, and so you can get a better idea of how the wind is going to affect mostly the areas closer to the water. You can see some gusts over 50 miles per hour for Seattle, Whidbey Island up through Whatcom County, Skagit County, and of course the big winds on the Washington, Oregon coast. Here is the pressure, the low pressure as it moves towards British Columbia, and you can see this powerful gradient set up over Western Washington. And that's what's going to bring us our strong winds tonight and tomorrow morning. Now, what everybody wants to know, and I'm getting a lot of questions, is it going to snow next week? And the answer is maybe. We're not looking at a big significant snowfall event, even though the European has a pretty good agreement that we're going to see some accumulating snow at SeaTac. I'm a little bit skeptical still. This is a very marginal event. I don't know how cold it's going to get down towards the surface, and I'll show you why I think that. Here's Painfield Everett. Again, most ensemble members showing that we're going to see some accumulating snowfall. The mean is close to 2 inches. The control had over 2 inches, but I'll show you why I'm a little skeptical of that. This is the cross section for Painfield, Everett, Washington. So that precipitation is starting late Sunday afternoon, going on into Monday, and you can see the freezing line is still, over 1,000 feet above the surface. So I don't know that we're going to get freezing temperatures at the surface. We don't have any influx of Arctic air that's going to bring us those cold temperatures. And I suppose in some of the heavier bands of showers, we could get some snow down to the sea level area, but it would be brief accumulation, slushy at best right now. So that's what we're looking at. Not looking at a big disruptive snowfall that sticks on I-5 in Seattle or anything like that. We'll have to watch up north towards the Canadian border more to see just how much cold air gets, how cold the air aloft is and how much snow they're expecting up there. Here is the European Kuchera. This is showing some measurable snowfall in the Seattle area. And honestly, I don't really see this happening as of now. Of course, we're gonna watch this with every run and update you as we go. And kind of here's the reason for that. We've got the big low pressure here, and you can see there's really no Arctic air nearby. There's some Arctic air up over Alaska and whatnot, and this is cold air that's kind of spilled out over the ocean. So there's no direct path from Arctic air to Western Washington, which is usually what we need for our significant snowfall events. And this is the 850 millibar temperatures, about 5,000 feet, and we're just not quite down to the temperatures we need to get sticking snowfall in the area. So I'm skeptical of what the models are saying right now, that we're going to get a couple inches in Seattle. We'll have to see how that goes. Maybe it'll change, but I don't see it right now. I know not a lot of people want to hear that, but that's the way it's looking right now. Here are the 500 millibar winds. Usually we need a 500 millibar winds to be coming off of we need Arctic air in place up here in British Columbia. We need these winds to come off, take a short trajectory over water, and then back into Oregon, and we just don't have that. This is too much over water trajectory, and there's not enough cold air getting into the region. So of course, we're going to keep you updated here on Twitter and see how that goes, but that's what we're looking at now. So stay tuned to your weather advisories for tonight, the high wind warnings and the wind advisory. And we'll keep watching the snowfall, and stay tuned on Twitter, and I'll keep updating those forecasts. So I'll talk to you guys there.